what's going on with the Bears here. What a screw up. I mean, what an
Yeah.
absolute screw up.
I mean, Marty, just the background on me, okay?
Yeah.
Hand up, not a Bears fan. I'm in the money game. I'm in the money market. I found out through the grapevine a couple years back, the Bears were in talks to purchase that land in Arlington Heights.
Okay.
I got wind of that, and I had to move to Chicago for work. Most of our company lives in downtown Chicago. Not many
Right.
too many people live in the burbs. So I said, "Fuck that! I ain't living in the city. I'm gonna go to Arlington Heights. I'm gonna take a chance. I'll take a flyer." So I bought a dentist office, Marty. No
There you
joke.
go.
Swearing my kids, I bought a dentist office. I gutted it and I turned it into like a fully functioning house in Arlington Heights. I would say about a 5-minute walk to Arlington Park.
Got it.
And, I thought it was a good business move. I said, I'll do that. I'll buy the house. I'll rehab it. Once the Bears announce they're going to move to Arlington Heights, I'm going to take this equity. I'm going to go buy myself another place in Arlington Heights and then rent out this one. But that seems like that dream is dead, Marty. How do we
Nah,
fix
you
it?
know what? Listen, hold on there, Jersey Jerry. I'm telling you right now. I'm a businessman, and you are too. There's advancing an idea and closing on an idea are two very different things.
Okay.
And the legislature is saying, well, we're going to move this into the fall, which they screwed it up the night that they were supposed to do this deal. They screwed up the language so that Arlington Heights was prohibited based on a legal mess up on their part. So had
Okay.
they done it correctly, I believe that we would have passed the legislation that would have allowed for Arlington Park to be considered. But I think that the Bears had about had enough of the governor, Brandon Johnson, and the supermajority Democrats. So
Yeah.
advancing an idea from a vote of the board, I think was just to put pressure on the legislature to get their act together. So I thought, hey, I'm a business guy. I'll move what should have been done. A straight deal, and it's pretty simple. Here's what it is: 2.5 billion minimum from the Bears, private investment. They'll own the stadium. 1.2 billion from the state of Illinois to do the infrastructure, and then for taxpayers, of which you are, we'll have an audit committee to make sure that all the taxing levying bodies don't shift around or cost shift, so your property taxes don't go up. Every year they do a report. We make the whole thing a 30-year deal for all the two sides and for the audit agency. Straight, clean, sweet, and I think that's maybe what the Bears want behind the scenes. Now I just got to have to get my Democrat friends on the other side to get out of their own way and do a business deal. This is a business deal. This is not a political,
No.
football to be
Should it
tossed
be at
around.
least?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Too many cooks in the kitchen is really what this was. Everybody trying to grab a microphone. I told a bunch of people, I don't care if you take the idea and steal it and run with it, but for God's
Mm-hmm.
sake, make it simple, make it understandable, protect the taxpayer. And to your point, it's not just the stadium. I mean, this isn't like the
No.
one they built in Arlington, Texas, that's sitting out in the middle of
No.
a desert. This is going to be $4 billion of additional development.
Yeah,
It's
hotels, restaurant, you know what I mean?
exactly.
Clubs, bar. I
Yeah.
mean, you know what it is? Like that's the vision. Like when you look at Arlington Park, Mark, right? When you look at that, Marty, and you see how massive that is, I mean, that has unlimited potential. I mean, you're not
I
just
worked
talking
there.
about a stadium. Oh, did you?
Yeah, when I was 17, I might have fudged my
Wow.
my license, said I was 21. I was a security guard out there for summer. Fourth floor grandstand. I learned what bookies and touts were. It was a great summer job, and we used to get racing there 7 days a week. We'd have about 20 to 25,000, and we could get them
Mm-hmm.
in and out of that place during work hours. So this idea from Brandon Johnson, who's a buffoon, I don't mind
Yeah,
letting
he's
everyone
a
know that.
bum. He's a bum. I'll say it. He's a bum.
Well, listen, the guy last week on, I don't know what sports radio said, that this is so great that Arlington Heights couldn't handle the weight of all the people that would be in the stadium. I thought I was listening to Herb Johnson from Georgia talk about Guam tipping over, when he mentioned. So I thought, wow, I'll tell you, these guys spell Mensa with a Z, most of them. And at that point, I knew that Chicago was out of it. So it's really down to Hammond and Arlington Heights.
So
That's all it is.
do you got any fear that the one fear I got, Marty, is did the Bears want to go to Hammond all along? Because I've
I
heard
don't
some
think
stuff
so.
behind the scenes that points to them checking out that Hammond property months and months and months ago. I don't know. It just seems like maybe that was in the back of their head the whole time.
Yeah. Well, here's my question to you then. They dropped $200 million on the 370 acres in Arlington Heights 3 years ago. So in my mind, that's when they indicated to everyone that's what they wanted. That's where they wanted it. And right away. What did Arlington politicians do? Arlington Heights, you know this better than I did. They hit them up for some huge tax
Of
number based on
course,
the
of
racetrack
course.
being there
Yep.
because they were going to back the truck up and say, okay, well, here we go. We're going to stick it to them until they build the stadium. Exactly what progressives do. They're always backwards, right?
Yeah.
Let them start building something, start building a
That's what
business.
pissed me off. That's what
Yeah,
pissed me off, Marty, is like right off the bat, they wanted to hit him with those taxes. And it's like, dude, let him get going a little bit. We're
right,
we're all gonna thrive from it. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna eat here. The
right.
community houses are gonna skyrocket. You know what I mean? Businesses are gonna be booming. The community is gonna thrive. Just let them get going. Stop putting the pressure on right away.
No, I'm with you. I mean, and then, the mayor over there and all these guys. I'll tell you, I love how they do. They're all like Gregory Hines tap dancing. They're sitting
Mhm.
there and they're talking about, oh yeah, no, 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 it's great. No, you guys screwed it up right away, and then Chicago screwed it up, and then the governor and all these Democrats screwed it up down in Springfield. I and so me bringing this forward. There's another Republican out of Geneva, Dan Ugasti, similar deal, but not really the same. Mine is specifically the legislation specifically for Arlington Heights and the opportunity that exists right now. So if the Bears find this something that they're interested in, and if because I mean, Jersey, who is the person right now that's leading the negotiation for the state of Illinois? Does anyone know? I
No,
don't have a
nobody knows.
clue. I'm in the
Nobody knows.
legislature and I don't have a clue. I
Yeah,
don't know if
nobody
it's the
knows.
governor. I don't know if it's Andy Menard, the governor's right hand guy. I don't know if it's Chris Welch, Cam Buckner. I mean, there's 14 chefs in the kitchen making a crappy meal, and
Yeah.
they're jamming it down our throat. And we're going to be embarrassed when, the Hammond, I don't know, what are they going to call him down there? I have no idea.
Indiana Bears, I guess, right, Martin? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I heard Denny's is going to sponsor them. They're going to call them the Hammond Eggs. And they're going to have ham and eggs on their helmet. It's going to be egg all over our face. No, it's going to be such an embarrassment. And for Indiana University, think about this, right? Boy, I don't know what the odds on this bet would have been. Indiana has the NCAA College Championship Trophy,
Yep.
and 5 years from now, the Lombardi Trophy when the Hammond Bears. I mean, it'd be unbelievable
Yeah.
to me. Something that I really won't be able to stomach. But again,
What,
advancing an idea and closing on it. They haven't closed yet, so I'm gonna
no.
keep putting stuff out there.
What I'm worried, how does Arlington Heights compete, Mart, with the funds? I mean, Indiana's talking about 700 million in funds they're gonna give them. The 40 years, no taxes. How does Arlington compete with that?
Yeah.
Is
So
this
what?
bill like this bill you're proposing? It seems like where's the like they don't have 700 million to play with.
Well, so 1.2 billion is what the state's on the hook for to put the infrastructure in. So it's a
Okay.
bit of a sweeter deal, and the Bears get to own their stadium. Indiana would have owned the stadium in the Indiana deal. So the Bears get the stadium and everything surrounding it. So financially, it might be
Okay.
a sweeter opportunity. But again, I'm negotiating into the wind here, Jersey. I'm saying here's a business deal. Here's what makes sense. Come on, guys, on the other side of the aisle, steal my idea, run with it. Let's see if we can actually get the Democrats who were afraid to vote for Arlington Heights. And the reason they were afraid is they didn't want to be held responsible for when the Bears weren't going to Chicago. Hey,
Yeah.
the mayor's 12% popular. He's like an insurance adjuster. Nobody likes the guy. So blame it on him. Vote for Arlington Heights. Get him away from Indiana, and you'll all keep your seats. You're all Democrats anyway. I mean,
How did
that's
these guys like Johnson? How did they get put into these positions? Like who's voting? What person with common sense is voting for a guy like that?
well. Listen, if intelligence had anything to do with being in politics, I look. They elected me, so I don't know what people were thinking. I've been elected 5 times, but no, I often say this. There's a ton of artificial intelligence in Springfield. None of it's genuine. There's some of the these guys couldn't run a lemonade stand. And I truly mean this, Jersey. I mean, you're talking about $1 billion organization, one of the top NFL teams in the country, and we can't offer them $1 billion to keep them here in Illinois. I mean, the governor offered $5 billion to AI centers. He offered 800 million to a Chinese battery plant. He's
Yeah.
got
What
Rivian in
about the migrants?
Bloomington.
What about the migrant centers,
Yeah,
Marty?
yeah. I mean,
What about
got
the
there. Yeah,
migrants?
that's
Yeah.
4.5 billion for illegal migrants over the last
Yeah.
3 years. Uh, yeah, it's when I hear people say, "Oh, we can't afford the 1.2 billion in infrastructure." It's not just for the stadium; it's for everything else around it. It
Yeah.
is a return on investment in a region that is starving for deals like this. And I can't believe that they've screwed it up so badly, which is why I'm trying to put some new ideas out there to make sure this thing isn't dead.
How are you going to roll this out, Marty? What do like you're
So
saying
yeah, the good
Friday it's
news is
dropping? Is it dropping Friday to Bill?
yeah, yeah. So I'm going to get all the language tomorrow,
Okay.
and I've already a ton of people are interested. So the language will come up tomorrow. It'll probably in the next 2 or 3 days. I'll have all the specifics of the bill. Rep. Ugasti has something different that looks a lot more like what the Democrats had put forward, which is for projects all around the state. I
Okay.
frankly don't really, I don't mean to be insensitive, but this is just for Arlington Heights, what I'm doing, and just for the Bears. Let's
Mm-hmm.
concentrate on one thing at a time here. That
Yeah.
big mega bill was just a convoluted mess to win Democrat votes who were afraid that they were going to get voted out if the Bears went to Arlington Heights. Well, we
Yeah.
know where they're going now, Hammond. So maybe they can get some backbone and vote for him to stay in Illinois on a bill like mine or Ugasti's. And that's really why I did it.
Is there a deadline, Marty?
Um, well, yeah, the NFL, and everyone's like acting as if, well, the deadline was a week ago. No, the NFL told these guys 5, 6 years ago, you need to have some certainty, right, moving forward. So that's when they started looking at Arlington Heights and other locations. The reality is they've got to decide probably within the next year, and then they've got to have something built and up within the next 3 or 4. What pisses me off, Jersey, is that I'm sitting here. We could have been having a kickoff in October in the new stadium in Arlington Heights. Had these
Oh yeah.
guys gotten out of their own way and just, put something together that made sense. But they were all worried, right? They're all saying, "Oh, you're going to raise taxes. You're going to no. The revenue coming off of this deal, just to give you some numbers, Wrigley Field, right? Wrigley Field, I think they pay like $8 million a year in property taxes. Wrigley
Okay.
Field around Wrigley Field does $40 million a year. All those businesses, restaurants, and everything. Now this is 4 times bigger. They're not
Oh,
going to
it's
have
massive.
81 games. They're not going to have 81 games. I understand that. But let's just say they do 70
Oh,
million.
concerts, but what about
Yeah.
concerts, Marty? I mean,
Yeah. So
venues,
yeah,
concerts.
if they,
Possibly
oh
an
yeah,
NCAA March Madness coming there one year. You know what I mean?
oh yeah. I mean,
It's untapped. It's unlimited. The funds we could raise for that.
yeah, Jerry. So if they did even twice the money, right, and over 30 years, it's $3 billion to Arlington Heights region. I mean, I may have to come over and you'll probably have gold toilets in your house by then. You know what I mean? If that works out that way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just a little. I'm one of those guys who I got in early. Once I caught wind from a couple police officers that were friends of mine from social media when I was touring houses down in Chicago. They said, "Jerry, come here, please come here. I'm telling you, the Bears are going to be here. They're in talks. They're going to buy this property." I took a chance. I'm just
Hey,
hoping
don't
that
give
that
up. Don't give
no, I'm
up. I'm
not.
telling you, Jersey,
That's why
don't
we're
give
doing
up.
this. That's why
Yeah,
we're
I'm
doing
telling
this.
you.
And Marty, back to the taxes real quick. My
Yeah.
taxes go up every year regardless in this
Well, you
city.
should have been in Barrington Hills when I was mayor. I lowered them 7 out of 8 years, down 25%, and I pissed everybody off in the region. And people
Yeah.
said, "How'd you do that?" And I said, "Hey, I'm a small business owner. I know how to read a balance sheet." And oh God, did I pick? That's how I got stuck in the state rep position. People said,
Okay.
"Hey, if you could do that for the town, run for state rep." And so I did. And I've been causing trouble in Springfield for 5 years. The Republicans don't like me. The Democrats don't like me. The governor hates me. I take great pride in that because I'm the guy that's been voted most likely to tell it like it is. And I wish we had 78 more like me in the House and 59 in the Senate. There's
Yeah.
so many people down there. They're so full of it. It's difficult to navigate. But
Might have lost you for a second, Marty.
just on trying to structure something for Arlington Heights. So there's an appetite for it, Jerry, and you're as usual, you're right on the pulse.
Yeah. Yeah. So listen, Marty, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I
Well,
would
listen,
love
I
to
got to
meet
talk
again.
Jersey with you. Do you know where I was
Okay.
born? East
Where?
Brunswick, baby. Exit
Okay.
9, Old Bridge, New
Okay.
Jersey. That's where I was
Okay.
born. My
I'm
family's
familiar.
from out there.
I'm familiar. How'd you make your way out to Illinois?
My old man got 1972. I was in first grade. He moved to St. Charles when it was a beer and a shot town, and my family stayed out here. But we still go back to the shore every year. We're going to Ocean City this year, and we go to Cape May and
Okay.
Ocean City. So I know what a good tasty cake is, a nice Philly cheesesteak, some
Oh, there you
scrapple.
go.
I
I
know what
love
all that
that.
is. So
I
yeah, when
got a
I
funny story for you about Barrington.
yes,
When
sir.
I was looking at properties, my real estate agent, right?
Yeah,
I got a little bit of a following on social media. He messaged me. He ended up becoming my realtor. And he said, when you travel in here to look at properties, he picked me up from the airport. Best service around. He took me to Barrington Hills.
that's where I live.
I went to tour a house in Barrington Hills. We pull up and I said, "Yo, Jared, what are you doing?" He's
That
like,
might
"What do
have
you
been
mean?"
my house. What year was that? What year was that?
4
Jerry, what
years
year was
ago,
that?
3, 4 years ago.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, I sold one of my houses there, and I live in another one down the street. But yeah, so
Okay.
that's where I was mayor for 8 years.
And I was like, I looked at him, I said, "Jared, do you think I'm like rich?" He's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "How much is this house?" He says, 1.9 million. I said, "That
That
ain't
wasn't
me."
mine. That wasn't mine, Jersey. That wasn't mine. Just FYI.
So I'm like, I can't afford this, but we after that I got some messages from some cops, ended up buying a nice little piece in Arlington
Arlington
Heights.
Heights is great. I mean, the downtown is fantastic. I mean,
Great
and
downtown. Great
oh,
downtown.
I love it. It's better than, don't anybody shoot me here. It's better than Barrington. I grew up in St. Charles. We've got Libertyville and Palatine, Arlington Heights. They just do great jobs. Barrington's trying to get there. They're doing better, but yeah, it's a great little community. You're in a great spot there. I love it.
I just still don't understand how the Bears would really want to go to. I mean, the surrounding area is. I mean, I don't want to be rude, but it's pretty garbage. The surrounding.
Well, yeah, but I heard that when you go to a game, you're going to get a free piece of steel. You're going to get some lead water and maybe some slag to carry home with you at every game. So, come on, let's market against these guys, Jersey. Come on. I mean, it's the slag heaps and iron pits, of Hammond, Indiana. So let's, we've got to keep marketing Arlington Heights.
I'm with you, buddy, man. I'm not gonna quit, man. I'm gonna keep fighting for this. Hopefully, we can collab again or in some capacity. Where you releasing this, on your Instagram, on Twitter? Where's the bill getting released?
Jerry, on pretty much everything. So so what happened was last Thursday, because it takes a while to write legislation, and I'll be very frank, I'm a numbers guy, I'm a statistician, economist, so I've got guys behind the scenes that do that for me. So I told them what I wanted, and they almost had it ready this afternoon. And then we have to make sure it's going to meet all the legal requirements of what we can do. So probably the next day or so, and I'll put it up. But again,
can you give that breakdown one more time, Marty, so I can write that down?
Yeah, three simple things. It's like a tasty cake, butterscotch crimpet. Remember those packages those things came in?
Yes.
So number one, 2.5 billion, private investment from the Bears for the stadium. They would own the stadium. 1.2 billion in infrastructure from the state of Illinois, which is our job anyway, whether it's a battery plant or a huge convention center. We've got to put 1.2 billion up. And then the third part is to have an audit committee that once a year makes sure that the levying bodies, your park district, your school district, and everything else doesn't cost shift, so it ends up on the tax bill of people in Arlington Heights. So that's the really unique part. And the fourth thing is set the price on the property with a 30-year agreement amongst all the parties. So this is going to be a 30-year deal, and make it go up 2.5% per year. Give it an NPT, they call it, which is a certainty for the Bears. And when they go to the private investment markets, they need this certainty, Jerry. They can't go, raise a couple of $1 billion and go, well, we're not sure what the governor, how he's going to screw us over in 3 years, or the legislature. And that's exactly why, Governor Braun saw this opportunity, because Pritzker and the Democrats, they were waffling all over the place. I mean, and I'm not saying I'm, walking in like Jesus on water here to solve the issue, but I am going to say this to you. We need a hell of a lot more business-minded people in Springfield. We don't have a lot of them, and I'd be happy if they stole my business-minded idea, took credit for it, let all the Democrats get on stage and sign it. I'll just be happy that the Bears stayed here, and we've got a stadium, the Bears in Illinois, and billions in economic development. That's what I'm looking for.
Hey, that's what I'm looking for too, Marty, man. Hopefully something can get done. I'm looking forward to Friday. If you're watching now, go follow Marty. We'll drop
Marty4Illinois.com is where all my stuff is. Marty4Illinois.com. And then I'm on Instagram, X, all that stuff.
We got to grab a bite to eat, Marty. We got to grab a bite to eat.
Hey, listen, you're in the area. I love that. And I'm an open book. So anytime you want to reach out, or you want me to chime in on anything that's going squirrely with the state of Illinois, I was selected. You'll love this, Jerry. I was selected as the guy most likely to tell it like it is by the Democrats. And then when I won the award from their peers, they took it down 10 minutes later because they didn't want to give me that accolade. So I'm cracking up about it. I love it. Genuine, authentic, and direct. Right? We need more of that. So
we definitely need more of that in this world, Marty. I appreciate you, man. I can't wait for Friday. I'm excited to see this. I'm gonna push it all over my socials.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
There's Bears fans in our office at Barstool that are going to push that as well. They want to see the Bears go to Arlington Heights. So I appreciate you taking the time, Marty. We'll do this again, okay?
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of the helmet, the Denny's Hammond to Eggs helmet. It's not a good looking helmet. I'll send that to you next time.
I appreciate
Thanks for having
me,
me, Jerry. I appreciate it.
Thank you, my brother. Later.